Hello everybody, this is A Shadowbox, and welcome to my new channel, A Shadowbox Extras. This is where I'm going to put all of my content that is not emergency related, because the YouTube algorithm does not really like when you have videos that don't do well on your channel, even if they're not like related to your main content, because the algorithm doesn't know that, you know, whatever. So all that's going to come over here, and I'm going to try to grow this channel with, like, planes, trains, and automobiles, essentially. And all of my other emergency content will be on the main channel. So if you're not familiar with the main channel, there will be a link for that in the description. But we are here today to kick off the channel with Airport CEO, which is a game I have played before, but I played it on live stream, and I played it mostly unmodded. I may have had some airline mods in there, but this is now heavily modded. I've got Airport CEO tweaks in, I've got performance mods in, and a lot of company mods in for the airlines. I don't have like fuel or restaurant mods or anything like that yet. But this is going to be my CEO, Nick Fandelin. That is not my real last name. You may get the reference as to what that is. That was just the first word I thought of, so I decided to roll with it. I want to... So the way Airport CEO Tweaks works is now airlines fly from their country of origin to be classified as, like, international. So I have more European mods than I do Asian mods. So I'm going to set up somewhere on the east coast of the US. And honestly, I don't really like the de-icing mechanic in this game, because it always bogs me down. So, alright, Charleston. Sure, Charleston, South Carolina, that's where we're going to set up. If my friend from North Carolina sees this, I'm sorry, I gotta go with South Carolina. Okay. Airport name, we're gonna go with Hardstrings International. And the iCal can be pick. The reason that we're going with this is... Oh, that's pretty nice. The reason that we're going with this is because one of my friends has a D&D character named Pick Hardstrings, and he's a bard. And he took over the town, which is also where Fandelin comes from. The town is Fandelin. He took over Fandelin as mayor. He, like, got himself elected mayor, and now all of our characters are basically his cabinet. So we're going with Hardstrings International. Alright, here we are on our airport grounds. We're going to skip the introduction and just take a look at what we've got to work with. Lots of lakes, I'm seeing that. Not that that's really anything other than cosmetic. We have $1 million. $1 million. We're going to go ahead and pause and go to planning mode. And I want to try to get a terminal basically right off the bat. Okay, so here is the plan for the parking lot that I eventually want to put in here. Parking is not a huge important part of this game. It does give you some nice extra income, and it just looks more realistic in my opinion, so that's why I like it. And we will eventually have a loop that comes around this way, and then we'll build our terminal starting from here. So let's go ahead and plan out where we're going to have our bus stops. I do kind of like doing the buses centrally, and then we'll put a couple of taxi stops on either side here, and then a couple of car stops on the fringes. And that is pretty much perfect for lengthwise anyway. And then somewhere in the pad up here, we will eventually add subway stops when we have that unlocked. So I like to take sidewalk and give it just a little bit of extra room here. A nice roomy entrance to the terminal. Okay, I think that is going to be good for the terminal. Let's plan out our initial GA layout, because there's no reason we can't be making money while we're waiting to unlock the commercial license. Or should we just go straight for commercial? Yeah, we'll put in some GA infrastructure. We'll start with grass, since we are playing on difficult. No going straight to concrete here, or asphalt rather. Let's put in some GA ramps. Maybe something like 6 to start with. And that should leave us, yep, we've got plenty of room for taxiway and commercial ramps. We'll do that, and then we're going to need to put in an access gate or a vehicle checkpoint. For now, I think I'll just go ahead and do that adjacent to the terminal so we can just take our road and go boop like that. And we'll take a grass service road for now. Okay, and then to really make the money with GA, we're going to need some fuel service. So let's go ahead. We might as well just get the garage because the parking lot is only a couple $1,000s less. It's only $10 less upkeep cost, and it has less than half the spaces available. So kind of some future proofing there. Let's go ahead, and this is going to be the most important because this is going to be what makes us money. Obviously, we need access there. And then let's see, this is going to be the next most important. Then we'll get this half of the terminal done just for symmetry. I'm going to do that. And that leaves us with $300,000 left, which is pretty good. We should be able to turn this half of the terminal into a basic functional terminal with that much money once we have everything unlocked for it. I guess I do also need to put in some vending machines so our employees have somewhere to grab food, and eventually the passengers can use those too. Grab a trash can. And I guess a couple of couches for when they're on their break. I am a benevolent god. Alright, let's go ahead and move that door a little bit. Alright, now we need a contract. Now we need a contractor's contract. Let's go to construction, sign a contract. We'll just take the 3-star one right away. And back to operations. Max. Let's get these guys rolling. And one thing I like to do right away is build the fence, because the animals that get onto your property and slow down your planes get quite annoying, and it's not very expensive to build the fence. Alright, so the workers are just finishing up the fence, or more accurately, just starting the fence. Let's go ahead and let's hire some staff. 2, 3, 4. I want one more. There we go. And we're gonna need a janitor and a service tech for now. And then once we get the terminal set up, we'll hire the ramp agents and all that jazz. We can go ahead and make sure small aircraft and general aviation is enabled. Oh man, I forgot the control tower. Oh my goodness, that's a blunder. We'll go ahead and put that there. I wish you only needed the control tower for commercial flights, because I understand the mechanic of it, but so many GA airports don't have a tower. You really shouldn't need it. And honestly, a lot of commercial airports don't have a tower either. Not in large cities, obviously, with like high volumes of traffic, but more remote commercial airfields, absolutely, there are untowered commercial airfields. Okay, now we can open up that runway. All those should go functional. We can go to operations. We're going to allow general aviation and open the airport. So we should be starting to get flights in, and I need to buy a fuel truck. Our admins are at work, as is the CEO, Nick Vandelin. Hello. And let's go ahead and pick a research project. Obviously, commercial license, highest priority. Okay, so our commercial license did not take that long to research, which is excellent. So let's go ahead and let's just immediately start working on the next stuff. I think jet fuel is probably going to be the next most important, simply because by and large, the commercial planes use jet fuel if they're turboprops. So let's go ahead and start planning. You know what? First, let's dismiss most of our contractors, so we're not paying them, because the fence is complete. Alright, everything is good here. We actually have fuel in the tanks. We have services enabled. Let's go ahead and sign a contract. I think I want to go with Berry Aviation, because they should be domestic. They're out of San Marcos, Texas, and we'll get DHC-6s, which are good starter aircraft. They carry a decent amount of people compared to like the Cessna 208s, and they also get Q200s, which is part of a CEO tweaks. So let's go ahead and sign Berry Aviation, and then I also want to sign Buffalo Airways. For the same reason, I want to see some of the new features from ACEO tweaks. We should be able to go through... Oh no, these are international flights. We can't accept international flights right now. Alright, Berry Aviation. These are okay though. So, and they're all DHC-6s, which will be useful. So, Berry Aviation is going to get the majority of these flights. Let me just make sure they're not going to require, like, baggage service or something. Nope, they just want ramp agents and fuel. Perfect. And Barry, you can keep coming back as often as you want. Alright, so we got 2 stands for Berry Aviation, like totally filled. And I'm hoping we'll get something that's not international from Buffalo Airways, but it doesn't look like we're going to. I mean, I could set up 1 international stand for Buffalo Airways. What if I designated this gate as an international zone? Does it need to go in and out? Probably. So we'll do passport checkpoints like this. We'll replace some of this seating. And yes, it is absolutely going to bug me that it's not symmetrical at all. So I'm going to rebuild that bench. And honestly, we shouldn't have a ton of traffic through here, because it's just Buffalo Airways DC-3s mostly, so... Okay, let's see how that works. I was going to say the goal for this series was to have an international airport, but we're accomplishing that by episode 1, if we can get this guy to land. And there's our first Berry Aviation plane. Huzzah! Alright, everything seems to be running well at the world's smallest international airport. If we get more flights from Buffalo Airways, we'll probably give them another gate. I want to leave this one open for emergency flights. There we go. Oh, I didn't even realize we weren't bringing in buses before. We were just bringing in taxis and cars. Oh, that was a blunder on my part. We should have had a bus stop available immediately. Oh well. We only had 2 flights arrive where buses weren't dropping people off. I want to get the first Buffalo Airways flight in, and then we will call it an episode, I think. More DC-3s, more Baron 58s. Blech. Why is it running late by an hour? Refueling. Oh, I didn't connect these. Oh, that's a blunder on my part. We need to get that connected right away. I thought those touched. They don't. There are cows walking around our airport, and it's because obviously this is just planned. It's not actually built yet. Oh boy. So I'm gonna go ahead and eliminate that piece of planning, and we'll put a fence in until we're actually ready to build the thing. And that is the Buffalo Airways stand, totally full. So as long as we keep Buffalo Airways happy with us, these contracts should auto-renew. We'll keep an eye on that. Our international zone seems to be working. I guess we'll see when the plane deboards. I'm pretty sure you have to go through the checkpoint. I'm fairly sure staff don't, since they're not actually getting on the aircraft. Yep, they just walked right through. And here we go. The world's smallest international airport. What? Did these guys not need to go through passport control? Let's see what happens if I do this. If I remove the international zone from here and put a door here. And then if I cheat and do that, it'll just delete that wall. Are you guys able to go through? Okay. It seems like these guys don't actually need to go through the international zone. Yes, that is accurate. Okay. So we can get rid of that. Alright, so here is our revised international gate. It's actually working now. So yeah, that I think is gonna just about do it. This is not symmetrical. That needs to go away like that. Okay, that will be even better. Even better. Just 2 units all the way through. Okay, so yeah, the world's smallest international airport is officially operational fully. And I think we're going to go ahead and leave it there. Thank you guys very much for watching this inaugural video on the new channel. I hope you will stay tuned for this series and for more series coming up. I think we're going to be playing some Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you were around for my original Air Hauler and FS Passengers series on the original channel, then you are really going to like what I have planned for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that, and of course for more Airport CEO. Until then, I'm A Shadowbox, and you guys have a good one.